Okay.
Hi guys.
Oh, you're taking over my podcast. Okay. Hi guys. Welcome back to You Can't Make This Shit Up, episode number 16. Today I'm joined by my very first friends in London, the vegan.
I'm Leonora.
These.
And this is April.
Yeah, guys,
Sorry,
introduce
sorry.
yourselves. Introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'm Leonora. I'm a vegan. I met Aisling when we all joined to the Burger Co, which is a restaurant that does vegan burgers, and we all started together at the beginning of the thing.
Her story is going to be the exact same.
I am April, and my story is the exact same.
We all met each other basically in a vegan restaurant, and you guys are my first friends in London, so I had to bring them on the podcast. What
we're no longer friends, but
I brought them together. I forced them to do this with me today. One fact about you.
My name's Leonora.
I like climbing trees.
Tell me, both of you guys, tell me one you can't make this shit up type story that's happened to you.
Oh, I should have prepared this.
Sorry, I only just remembered that's a part of the podcast now.
Oh, fucking hell. Don't have anything. Boring as...
Okay, if you had to pick something from the last year.
The last year. Does this mean our lives are boring?
Yes.
I almost died.
That's shit,
It's quite relevant to our topic.
Talk about
let's do a death story.
So basically, guys...
I've got a death story.
Okay, well, talk about your story.
Yeah.
Talk about your story.
If you want to, you don't have to.
Yeah, if you want to.
Don't feel the pressure of being on the podcast.
I was unwell for quite a while, and then
Why were you unwell, April?
because I was working too much, and then one night, it was a few days before Christmas. I was at my sister's house having a mini Christmas with her.
Sounds like the beginning of a Christmas story.
And then I got very unwell, and I couldn't really do anything. And I'm saying a lot. I
got a message from Amy.
You're going ahead.
Oh, okay.
I had a hot toddy because I just thought I was sick, and I thought that would work. It didn't, and then the next day I couldn't breathe. So we were heading to my girlfriend's family house for Christmas, and I couldn't walk to the car, so her mum was like, "Let's just go to the hospital, see if you're all right." And then I went there, and they were like, "Oh, no, you're not all right." And I had pneumonia and sepsis, and then I got put in a coma for a few days, and I missed out on Christmas Day. But I'm okay now.
Oh my god.
I woke up.
Sad story.
I woke up.
Gives me anxiety remembering it.
That is quite like, you can't make this shit up, like you really...
I just thought I was going
really
in for some
calm
antibiotics or something, you know, and I'd be on my way.
And you literally almost died.
Yeah.
And actually,
close
that's funny
before
that
she
you
died.
should bring up that story today. I wanted to bring Leo and April on the podcast to talk about something that we actually always end up talking about every time we're together. And that is, like, what happens when we die, life after this realm, spirituality, what we believe in terms of where you go when you die. And this has been something that has especially troubled one of them. So sorry to start it again.
Oh, mate.
I can smell them.
Can you smell it?
Not yet.
Oh, I can smell it. I'm so
anticipating
sorry. Why do my farts smell so bad? Like, everyone else that farts around me, it never smells bad.
Depends what you've been eating.
No, literally every
Yeah.
time.
Sometimes my farts smell, and sometimes they smell fine.
Some of my friends have struggled with the idea of death, so that's why it's always been something that I've like thought about, because in a way it's never really been something that really bothered me, but I know for you it was something that you really had to work through, Leah.
Yeah, because death is terrifying. I don't really know why people wouldn't find it terrifying. People always say to me, well, because you don't know, do you? Like, you're just out cold. And I just think that is the horrible part of it, is it's just never-ending nothingness.
But you don't know.
Yeah, but I know now, so that's why I'm scared now, because it's in preparation for that.
But you said that you've actually done things to work through that since we met.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that you've kind of healed.
Um,
So you're still...
I think
you were
no.
learning about the death and the, what's it called? The person who helps with death.
Oh, yes, yeah, the death doula. Yeah, well, that was a podcast I listened to where this woman was, her job was to support people, like a doula, like when you have a doula with kids, but she would go and meet individuals or couples or families and help them deal with death and like coming up with either a plan for their death if they know they're going to die, or even if they don't know they're going to die and there's someone like me who's quite obsessed with it and stressed about it, then they just help them like come to terms with it or come up with a structure so they feel more comfortable.
So you think that when we die it's just a whole lot of nothing and you're just stuck there?
I do believe that.
So you think you're still conscious but you're like experiencing
No, I don't think you're experiencing it, but I don't like.
So that's how you feel about it.
Of it.
How do you? What's your thoughts on life after death, April?
I don't know really for sure. I think reincarnation makes sense.
Same.
But then I also equally feel that maybe it's nothing. But that doesn't scare me like it scares you, because I have a little bit of hope that maybe that's not the case, and if it is the case, like I say, I won't know, and that, you know.
But you know, for those moments when you're dying, I think that's what really is horrible when I think about it as well.
Well, then you have to just try and enjoy those last moments.
Who's going to enjoy those last moments? And also that really depends what it is.
Yeah.
Like, if you've just been in a trigger, car crash or something, and you know that's quite an intense situation.
Would you rather that be your last moment, like you go out real fast, like getting shot in the head? You're like...
Yeah, I would rather it be much quickly, yeah. So I'm not aware of it, but I don't like the thought of it dragging on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I don't like sort of suffering.
Yeah.
I've always been really... It's weird because even though I haven't been freaked out by the idea of being dead, it's more about the actual process of dying. Like, I get more freaked out about the instant types of deaths like that, like getting shot in the head or like dying in a car crash. But mostly when someone else has the power to take away your life, like, that freaks me out so much. Like, especially just being able to kill someone
terrifying.
When it's going. But I do think though that I just always think about the fact that the energy theory, like, means energy cannot be created or destroyed, which means that energy cannot die. That means ultimately the energy within us, our souls, it has to go somewhere, it can't just be gone. So that's why I believe in a form of reincarnation. Like, I don't know to what extent, but I just think it doesn't sound right that we could just die and that's it.
But what is the energy, you know?
Well,
is the energy our conscience?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think it seems possible, but maybe also not.
Well, I think
anything's possible, but I think you have to come to terms with the high chance that it's nothing, and also just death as a thing, like the fact that nobody really knows about it, is terrifying for most people. But I don't think we really talk about it because we can't really do anything about it. But then it makes it almost like it's not real, and then suddenly you'll be like, wow, you'll get like an experience or just a thought, and you'll remember that your life will end and that's it, and then it'll be really shocking, for me anyway, and then you'll forget about it again, and that's kind of what life is, and it's all this like built up to distract us from the fact that we're all going to die and it's all meaningless. So
drink to that. No, this is okay. Yeah, I mean, well, as I just said to you guys, like, apparently there is so much proof that life after death exists, but they'll never put the money into the research for it because the whole world is built up on the idea that, like, you shouldn't do things or else you'll die. Like, how to behave in public so that you don't die, type of thing. Like, don't drive dangerously so that you'll stay alive. So everything is based around the fact of not dying. That if they actually showed us there was life after that, people might not take life seriously. And there's a lot of reasons why someone wouldn't. There's a lot of reasons why they don't invest money in trying to figure out if there is a life after death. And I think that's really fascinating because I never thought about that. Like, we live so much of our daily lives based on the fact that, based on trying not to die in a certain sense. Like, anyway, the whole world is set up based on that fact that we don't want to die.
No, but I don't know, because a lot of the world is built around religion, and a lot of religions have the idea that there's an afterlife, and that's why, basically, I'm just simplifying things massively, but that's why, you know, you should be good and act towards something, because there's a reason for it, you'll be judged, that sort of feeling. So I think a lot of people do think that there will be life after death, and their life is based on that.
But it's not proven though, is it? So they don't want to put money into something that will scientifically prove that there is life
I just
after
don't
death.
think that's possible. I don't think that they don't want to.
Well,
I guess there's not much point at the moment, because there's other things that need to be
I just
done.
feel like I can totally, like, it's not even that I believe there's another realm or whatever. I just kind of believe that your energy comes back in a certain form. It could be like another human. It could just be somewhere like nature. I don't know, but that's why it's almost. I feel like we're born into the certain like carrier for our soul type of thing, like our body. But in reality, it's like who we are on the inside that will come back again into like another, into another life.
That's interesting. I think it's possible, but I don't think it'll happen. But no, I do. Anything's possible. We don't know. And I've definitely believed in that before, and I was quite religious when I was a kid as well. So I believed in life after death, and then I've gone through phases where I really believe in energy and spiritual stuff. But I try to not spend too much time trying to figure out what it is, because that just feeds the obsession.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily helpful.
If we're doing a podcast on it.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, because I feel like that's the thing. Like, you just as a person naturally think about it. So, do you guys think that you're both spiritual people?
Yes, I am.
I mean, it's just such an open-ended question.
What do you? So you think you're a spiritual person, April? Yeah. Prove it.
What makes me spiritual?
Yeah. So how do you feel like you're a spiritual person? Like, and do you think it helps you deal with the fact that life could end or it does end, or does it end? It's like, what the fuck is in your head right now? Oh, that thing. Okay.
I don't know what makes me spiritual. I just believe in a lot of things that people think are not real. And I like meditating, and I don't know. I've been to a few.
Is your family spiritual? Were you brought up with that sort of?
I wasn't really brought up with anything. My parents weren't religious whatsoever. They weren't really spiritual either. I don't know where it came from.
One of your sisters are, aren't they?
Yeah. My older sister is quite spiritual, but she's also like quite religious too.
You're Catholic. That's what I was
gonna say. Well, I was brought up
too.
like Catholic, like everyone in Ireland basically is, and like I had to go to church every single Sunday. But then I never really thought about it that deeply until I was like 16, 17, and then I was like, this is not real, this is all made up, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't that I thought I was an atheist, really, but I was just so against the whole idea of, like, what am I even doing? And my family didn't like that I didn't want to be a part of religion anymore. But the thing is that over the past 2 years, because then I started to become, like, kind of connect with so much, like, spirituality and, like, reading different books about spirituality, just manifestation, energy, whatever. It just kind of, just, like, I would say from, like, I don't know, as soon as I, like, hit my 20s. And then over the past 2 years, especially, I feel like I started to realize more and more that, like, spirituality and, like, just being connected to the idea of like the universe and is all part of what religion is anyways. Like it might not have been taught to me in the best way when I was growing up, and that's why I was like rejecting religion, but I've actually started to understand that it's all the one same thing, like what is
the
God,
ideas behind it.
yeah, like you could literally, everyone has a different idea about what God is. It doesn't have to, it's not like a man in the sky like I originally would have considered it to be when I was like now I think of it more as like an energy force. And it's the whole idea that like there's something greater than you like maneuvering your life for you, or like
you believe that?
Well,
you
like
believe you don't have free will?
It's like a higher power, and I think that there is some sort of like higher energy force guiding us, and that could be God to some people. And sometimes I do say God now. Like I feel like I'm more connected to the fact that I know what God means to me, and it doesn't have to be like how I originally would have thought. So I even went to like one of those Hillsong churches last year.
A what?
Thanks to my friends.
A Hillsong?
Hillsong. It's like a church here. I think it's like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically just like they sing songs and do worships and stuff. And,
like regular church?
Yeah. So I went there. No, not like regular church.
What sort of religion is it?
I don't know. It's Christian, but
I feel like there's so much about religion I don't know, because I was brought up Catholic as well, and that was kind of it. Like you're just Catholic, or there's Protestants, which isn't real. That's kind of what I was brought up to believe. I didn't really realise, even like with Christianity, since moving to London, there's so many, especially like young people, a lot more young people than I realised, who are religious or Christian more so. I just kind of felt like Christianity was like fading with the generations, but it's a big thing. And there's so many versions of it, let alone millions of other religions, or thousands, I don't know. But yeah, I find like learning about other people's religions and other people's reasons for being religious has been quite difficult, because I don't know. I've decided, sort of rejected religion when I was young, and then learning about other people's reasons makes you question things again, and makes you like think about things, and I don't know.
So you're still basically on the journey. Okay, anyways, that was a good discussion about whatever that stuff was.
I know, we went off again a little bit.
Yeah, no, because there's never really going to be answers, but it's just about like discussing and understanding what feels right for you to believe, so that you can get through your day. I think. Like, what will make you feel connected to the earth and connected to yourself, then go with that. Like, you know, find your happy place.
She looks so grumpy in the corner.
So, April. Okay, what's you guys' thoughts on, like, the dead being among us? Like, in terms of, like, spiritually here, energetically present? Because, like, I know, for instance, like, my granny just passed away, and I feel like whenever the sun comes out, it's her. Because she was like a sun worshipper. Like, she loves the sun.
I think that there are spirits amongst us. Yes. I don't understand it, because I don't think that every single dead person is among us. Like a ghost as such, person just wandering around. But maybe they're just kind of in and out, because I guess this is why I don't understand what happens after death, because I definitely feel like when people I know have died, it's felt like they're around, but is that just in my head? But I don't think so. But then it's like, what is that? I don't know what it is. I've definitely felt presence around. And I feel like I definitely pick up on bad energies in certain places too. That is possibly also a ghosty thing.
Yeah, I think energy is a really real thing. I used to take it for granted. Like, I would be like, oh, this is my fault that I feel bad in this place or around these people, but really it's actually just me picking up on the energy. Like I feel like I pick up on energy really a lot. Like so, that would make if you pick up on energies, it means, or if you feel energetically connected, it means you're an empath. Sarah,
what's the opposite of that? Like if you're not an empath.
Well, no, like an empath is basically someone that can emotionally connect with someone else, feel the energy. So
I would say, isn't that kind of most people?
No, like
you'd want to connect with people emotionally, wouldn't
you? Some people wouldn't pick up on how another person's feeling.
Yeah,
I think there's some people are a lot more in tune.
Generally,
I think some people are a lot more in tune, and like some people are more surface level people, and some people are looking more deeper.
They might be able to
but
feel
I don't
it, but
think
they don't
that's
look
necessarily
out for
people. That's also like what you learn and like how you learn to cope with the fact that you're a human being and it's hard to like, socially interact with people.
You look so tiny right now.
I know. There we go.
Oh,
I'll
you smell
leave it
nice.
closer. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And like the cauliflower.
Cauliflower.
No, back to ghosts. I don't know. I go back and forth. I think it's obviously possible because I don't know anything, so anything's fucking possible. I don't know. I don't really know what I believe. I think when I was younger, I really, really believed in it, especially like when I used to live in the house that I grew up in, because we used to have a lot of ghostly experiences, and that really fed my belief. But since then, I've had like less and less. I've had a few experiences, but I don't know. I think when you grow up, you're just more inclined to just dismiss a lot of things anyway. So I think I've probably done that a lot of the time, and especially things you can't explain. It's kind of like, well.
Yeah, things that you can't explain is crazy. Like, even actually, this isn't really related, but like, even in terms of death, like, say for instance, like when my granddad died, like it was just a few random sequences of events that led my granny to actually be there while he died. Like just things that didn't really make sense as why she was actually there. And then when my granny died, like my mom hadn't actually seen her in 3 weeks because of coronavirus, like she couldn't go into the nursing home. And then the day she went in is like literally like a few minutes after she went in to see her, my granny passed away. So it's almost like
she was waiting.
Yeah. And I don't know, like those things kind of just make you think there's obviously something more. It can't just be so basic, like as like.
I don't know. I think you start thinking about it and then you just think about things too much and nothing makes sense.
I think maybe if you're old, you can kind of, and you might be able to feel you're dying.
So you hold on.
Hold on.
That's actually
oh God, don't. That's literally my worst.
Because like with my nana, she was very close to going into a nursing home just before she died. She never wanted to go, and she died like a few days before she was good to go. And
so in that case, she propelled it forward.
So she
like sped it up.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
She's like,
yeah.
That's actually mad. Fuck.
No, that's
Yeah. Damn.
I don't know. It scares me. It's scary.
You've obviously had a near-death experience, April. Yeah. Have you had a near-death experience, Leah?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple. I don't know if I want to go into it because it's a bit personal.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You don't have to.
But I think it's kind of hard to explain because it was a very specific situation. But I think as well when I was younger, I was kind of not expecting to live particularly long, like not past sort of 20. I always felt like 20 was like a age and a goal for me. So I don't know. I feel like almost death was easier to deal with because I was just kind of like expecting it and it was just there. I guess I felt more in control of it. And then when I lived past 20, I was like, oh.
God damn, I'm still motherfucking here.
And I'm investing in a person and like developing a character and like.
Yeah, some people have that. Some people have that in their heads that like, they're not going to live past, like some people think they're going to die young, but I've never been like that. I always feel like I'm going to live really long. Like I feel like I might live till 100.
Yeah.
I actually do.
Yeah,
think
but what if you don't now? Like, bring it on.
No, but I have this feeling inside of me.
Manifest.
No, but I feel like the opposite. I think when you talk about manifesting, to me that's like jinxing.
Yeah, a lot of people think that way.
Yeah,
But
so it makes
don't.
me like, I actually feel nervous even you just saying that. Because
I
I
think
don't
a
want
lot
to
of
say
the
it. 'cause
things
it's
that I
jinxing.
talk about happen. So.
But you've not said I'm living
Except for
wrong.
becoming rich.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
it's coming.
You've talked about that a lot.
It's coming.
Yeah. I was actually just saying yesterday, like, I feel like I used to be very more, like, I would think more about spirituality, manifestation, etc. on the daily. I don't really think about it anymore, so I'm not really sure where I'm at anymore in terms of it. But I do think that, like, even taking away the word manifestation, like, even just understanding that, like, anything you want, you have to already feel like you kind of have before you can actually attract it into your life. Because if you constantly are in a state of wanting, it means you're lacking something.
You're missing, yeah.
And when you lack, you just attract more lack. You don't attract what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
So you have to believe you have. So if you want a lot of money, you need to believe, like, I have a lot of money right now, and then you keep attracting more.
I try that. I think I
which
have a
you
lot
do.
of money, so I can buy whatever I want, and then I end up with no money.
I think you have to do it in a very skillful way. Like, I think I've honestly mastered it. If anyone wants to hear a podcast about it, I can do one, because I'm so fucking skilled and talented.
Actually, your hair is taking over right now.
I'm just liking this position because I'm closer to the mic. But I wanted to say another thing. What is it? Well, yeah.
Oh.
You want to say something?
I want to hear a podcast about
I should do one.
bringing.
Yeah.
I actually will do
Yeah.
one.
Because you're rich.
I'm not rich.
Richer than me.
I mean, I am rich, right? Manifestation. Keep going,
Not
Leah.
that money is everything.
It's everything and nothing at the same time.
Yeah. Tell us your story, Leah.
I don't remember what was the train of thread.
Me and
thread
April look
before that?
massive compared to Leah.
I know. Like, how do I get more dominant?
So, but you have to make sure
Okay.
you're talking into the mic too. This fucking mic, I hate it so much. Anyway, also just apologies for the sound, guys. It's probably bad, but thanks for listening anyway. I love you.
Thanks for listening. That's my Irish accent. No, I am on the same level as you, as I actually have thought much less about death. I think when I invest in life, I think much less about death. There you go. That's a nice little sentence. Because when I was like really all over the place and I didn't know what the fuck was going on, and I was like between jobs, and I was like, do I want to be with this person? Do I want to be here? Who am I? Like, what's going on? Am I alive? All of that stuff. I was much more intense about death.
Yeah, existential
but,
anxiety.
Yeah, and since I've got this job, because we work with a lot of people who are kind of teetering on the edge of death all the time, I think it's really hard to describe. I've just felt more present because you're just working in the situation.
She doesn't work at the burger place anymore.
No, I'm not.
All these people
work
teetering on death.
with vegan burgers. Yeah, I mean, no, no, I'm a support worker. Yeah, I think it's really put into perspective being around a lot of people who their main priority isn't to stay alive, it's to just distract them from whatever trauma they've been through in the past or whatever, and therefore like death is kind of all around all the time. How do I describe this? Because a lot of people I work with are addicts and like really abuse their body and everything quite heavily all the time and nearly die a lot of the time. It feels like, not to say that people don't care about whether they're alive or not, but they're just not thinking about it. They're constantly
Covering out, so dark.
It's a bit intense. It's also the look that you were just going through. Yeah, but basically it's distracting me from my insular obsession about myself.
Well, I think that's what it
death.
is, though. Yeah, that's why, like, even something like doing what you do, like something where you're like almost like giving back, volunteering, whatever, it makes you connected to something more than yourself, so you stop obsessing over yourself so much, and it actually helps you build up self-esteem as well, because you think like, okay, I have much more value to add to this world than just like, you know, what I look like or who I am. So
Peace out. Yeah.
Do you believe that, like, when people die, that was their time to go? I think that's kind of what we already discussed. No?
Sometimes.
What about you, April? Come closer.
Well, I think like there's no stopping when you're gonna die, so I guess that kind of means yes.
Well,
I
like,
don't, but
say,
I
for
disagree,
instance,
though,
say,
'cause
like...
you can kill yourself, sorry.
Yeah, but maybe that
and
was
bring it on as well.
But maybe that was always destined for you.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that, because then you have no free will whatsoever.
I think what I've learned so far from
And
this...
just fuck it.
I think what I've
Because
learned...
it's all destined, so let's just get pierced.
Wait, what?
Well, then that's your destiny.
I think,
If
like...
I choose it, but you people have free will.
No, I'm not.
Because
Okay.
that's also saying, like,
I'm not saying people are destined. I just more mean like
that's, you did yourself.
I don't know. I feel it's the way I think. It's like if when people don't die, it's like, oh, it wasn't their time. But then at the same time, that also then implies that it is people's time when they do die. So I don't know.
But I don't think that's
basically
true.
what we've come
It's just
out
a
of this
saying.
podcast is I don't know anything.
No, I was gonna say...
None of us know anything,
I was gonna say what
especially
we-
about death.
I was gonna say what we've come out of it with is that, like, we're kind of... We kind of believe in, like, spiritual higher energy, and Leo is just like...
No, it's not that I don't. But
I'm joking.
it's not that I don't believe that. I believe in the possibility of it, but I think that I'm getting much more from just investing on life right now, whereas before I've thought about it a lot and that has been some sort of like bigger meaning.
Yeah.
But I know I think that we need to really focus on the moment and who we are
presence.
right now.
Actually, a really good book to read is... What's it called again? The Power of Now. I think I bring it up so much times, but The Power of Now is a really... We talked about this book before, actually.
Eckhart
Your parents met him.
I mean, no, they went to a seminar with him. Yeah.
How was that, actually?
Oh, I don't really ask them any questions because they're annoying.
Okay.
So.
Well, anyways, yeah, if you want a book to...
They don't listen.
It was actually
They
after...
don't.
Oh, God. It was
They're
actually...
not. They're not interested.
It was after I read The Power of Now that I actually started to understand a lot more how spirituality and, you know, God is connected and it's the one. And
Is he religious? Eckhart Tolle.
well, like it's just like he speaks in a way where he's like, the past doesn't matter, the future doesn't matter, all we have is this present moment, and like holding
and
on
he's
to all
made
the...
millions off of that one tiny concept.
But he realized one day when he just, well, not one day, but he was in like, I think it was like he was 29 and he had gone through so much like depression and everything, and then one day, or not one day, sorry, why do I keep saying that? But he realized that all of that was irrelevant except for like the present. It's hard for me to explain it right now, but...
Well, no, I get it, because like you only exist in the present. It's like when you rebuild cells, so your past self doesn't really exist anymore. And you know when you're worrying about things and you're thinking about like your past, and it's like, well, it doesn't exist. Because
I always worry about the future.
yeah, me too.
I think
I try to focus on the now.
yeah. Well, this book, it goes over so much stuff like in terms of relationships and like so many issues that he ends up just making you realize that like if you're there's actually a part of the book where it's like when you see ducks in water, they have a fight and they move on with their day and that's it. Like, whereas humans, if they have a fight, they hold on to that for a lot.
Can I just point out, we don't actually know what's going through a duck's head.
Yeah, but they've done experiments where they have the things on their brains and you can
that's
see.
really nasty.
Yeah.
It's like they're just living and
I'm
that's
saying
it.
this like I know. I've
Yeah,
never
like
seen
where-
a duck have a proper brain test.
What? Did you just make that up?
I presume.
You just made it up.
Oh my
This is what I'm saying. We don't know what a duck experiences in its day.
But if Ashley is
So-
saying that,
But if judging-
that probably
sorry,
means that they did
Yeah.
an
No, but
experiment.
if judging off of behavior alone, you can see how
behavioural
humans
activity.
hold on to things and then they seek out revenge.
What
and
does
they
an
do...
anxious duck look
But
like?
isn't that's part of our like survival and evolution?
People
isn't
might
it?
not be able
Yes,
to tell
and the
I'm
thing
worried
is-
about a fight,
and
but
the-
it's inside me.
Another thing that he brings up in his book is like time is irrelevant. Like only use time when you need to use it. Don't use it to categorize your emotions and to be upset that something went
But
wrong.
it's so easy to say these things, but we live in a society that is
I
so
know, I know.
focused around
I
fucking
know.
time and age and
Well,
structure
I have to just
and
say-
all bullshit.
And also
Sorry.
another thing he brings up is your brain. What is it? He's like,
We've gotten louder.
your thoughts and
I
your
just
thoughts
had
are not
to.
you. Like you need to be an observer rather than a reactor.
Yes, we all know that in theory.
No, I know, but I'm just saying when I read that book, it actually helped me a lot to like
Okay.
It was your time to accept that message.
It really helps. If you're dealing with any sort of even like mental health and anxiety and stuff, I think that book would actually be really good to read.
I do want to reread that.
But anyways,
I read it a long time ago.
Yeah, I can't remember a word.
To finish this off, what do you guys' thoughts on it? I just think like that book made me also think about like even when I went into the nursing home where my granny was, like, and like just seeing loads of old people there, just like that's just where their life had gone to, like as in like they lived just whatever, like probably like crazy interesting lives or boring lives, whatever, and then they just end up in a nursing home like waiting to die in a way. And it just made me think about so many things. Like we think so much like little problems and stuff in life matter, like what if
I think that if I get really old and I'm just kind of useless and I'm bored, I'll probably just find a way to die. Personally.
That's like, what topic is that again? What's the name of that? Yeah. That's actually interesting.
But you're not. But you're saying that there's no value in just existing then, which I disagree because.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying me
if you're
personally,
just present in the moment. No, but if you're not doing anything, if you're just sitting in a chair and you're experiencing the day and you feel the breeze in your hair or
boring.
But
boring.
I think it's still worth it because it's still a feeling. It's still being present, and I don't know.
Well, that's just a personal opinion.
It's a personal opinion, and that's what this podcast is for.
When I was, the only reason I feel like I definitely know this now is because when I was recovering from being so sick, I couldn't do anything, and I was so bored. And the only thing that gave me hope was that I know I'm going to get better. If I felt like that and knew that was that,
I guess that's situational, because if you're sick and old, or like you have to there's a lot of
like I wasn't even
factors.
sick anymore though. I was just exhausted and I couldn't do anything without being short for breath, and it was just not nice. Every day I was like, oh, can I just
but then maybe you would have benefited from learning how to be in the moment and enjoy the experience
I also
of
didn't
living.
have any internet in the house at that point.
Oh God, yeah.
So God, it was kind of boring.
Yeah, I don't think I could survive without being telly.
I think that I've never had a proper bad health experience to understand what it would even feel like, but because it just seemed kind of crazy to me that I would like end my own life, but like
I think no, I don't want to get into like a discussion of ending our life because it's such a personal thing, and it's.
Do you have dreams? Do you guys ever dream about people that have passed away in your life?
All of the time.
Do you think that they?
All of the time.
I never really do.
I dream a lot about people dying and just being hysterical.
But do you dream about the people that you know that have died?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have, but not like regularly.
Do you think that means anything?
Do you think they put themselves in your dream?
Well, do you think that means anything? Because I don't really experience it that much. That's why I'm wondering, like.
I think dreams are a whole
another topic.
Yeah, that's
another podcast episode. You know what I'm saying?
Dreams are very interesting. Yeah. Who knows what's going on?
Another thing that I feel like me and you, April, talked about before, maybe it wasn't you.
Cut me out. Cut me out.
Was that. Like, say in the topic of reincarnation and, like, we have past lives and that, because the flashes and the visions and stuff that you might get in your present life are actually from your past lives. So say, for instance, like, I always have visions of being, like, knocked out by a car, so I feel like that might have been how I died in my past life, and I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
I've been saying that a lot recently,
and I've had visions of being stoned to death.
Yeah, we had,
You mean smoking a joint?
No.
Like, I was going to say, like, that's because you're so high all the time.
Stoned. Like people throwing stones at you until you die.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah. I've dreamt it a lot.
God, that's very intense.
And I think about it.
Just on a side note, we've all agreed to go to a medium together. So wait for episode
I haven't agreed to it, but the thing is,
we talked about this a long time ago, and you were in this room when we talked about it.
I think this is where because I'm really open to so much stuff, but then I actually get really afraid. Like I don't really watch scary movies. I don't think about death and stuff, and like naturally I'm not drawn towards the negative stuff. like
So
that.
you're terrified of
So
death too?
not that I'm terrified of it, but just going to a medium and her being like their
Yeah, but
spirits,
they-
I'd be like, I didn't need to know this. It's making me freaked out now.
But no,
maybe.
but
Oh,
it
but
can
I
also
think-
make you feel
yeah.
good because the
Yeah.
few things I did go to with my sister, I
Okay.
just loved.
I'm just very
I actually-
intrigued.
And they made
Yeah.
me feel very much more confident about dying.
I want to go
Maybe
to someone
I-
who believes though,
Confident
like
in
as in
dying.
a real.
Confident in
I
my
don't know if
dying.
that's the word.
Because if you go to someone and it's just fuckery, like whatever, then you just gain nothing. But I'm really interested in people that really believe as well, and seeing if I feel like from that I really believe as well, or if I'm just.
It's
I know.
interesting
Well, that
because
person
with the things that I went to, they brought in lots of different people to do things,
Ooh.
and
What?
and some of the
Like a
people.
show, like a performance.
Well, I went like a few weeks, so like each week there would be like
What kind of people?
different mediums and things like that,
Ooh, what could,
and like
that could
fortune tellers,
conjure
people like who
different stuff?
hold your things and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
it's
some of
something.
them, I just didn't believe whatsoever, and then some I was like, whoa, like it was almost like I just knew who was legit and who was a little bit like, you're not working with me, not working with my energy.
Ah.
I actually, do you know,
And
I
people
actually
like
wanna
knew
do it.
so much in that thing, like they just knew stuff about you, and
Yeah.
that's what makes.
But then that's like the Darren Brown stuff as well.
But I love
like,
that
none
stuff
of
too. I
that-
love mentalist stuff.
I do, but it's not real. It's cleverly thought out, but it's not actually what they're trying to present. So so I think a lot of people do fake all of that stuff, obviously, because you can
Yeah.
get money and a lot of
But
people
that's where you
invest in
can
it, but-
get like that. I think I found the one where they held
Oh.
your things really cool because
doing.
that was like every person in the room put like an object in this box that they like often had on them, and like these people would hold
Yeah, I've
the
only
things
seen
for a
on me.
bit. I gave a ring in, so like you put like this jewelry if you wore jewelry every day.
Oh, I guess I've got some in here.
Yeah. And
Pairing.
or even just things that you'd like sleep beside every night or things like that.
Guy. Put him in the box.
Oh my god.
And so like they didn't know whose was whose, and obviously didn't know anyone. And like almost every single thing that they pulled out,
Oh,
they
but
had
don't you
something so
think-
accurate to their lives, but not just general things.
Because don't you think that things you can often tell what belongs to who? Because you
but
can
they don't
see.
know. Yeah, but I'm
people's
saying they don't know
personality.
anything about us, even if they did know whose it is.
But they
So-
can guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
they can
skeptical,
guess.
but I'm very
What's the
intrigued.
chances of
I know.
getting like most people in the room's like
I don't know. It
situations and
depends what
feelings
sort of.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
I just
stay
know there were some
tuned.
that I felt like, oh, I don't relate to you, and that
Yeah.
lady really was great
That's actually
because
really
I felt like the
interesting.
whole room was like amazed by her.
Because then it shows that like they're able to pick up on the energy. That's
I
the
do.
story.
it's
To
definitely
be,
an energy.
to be, I know I'm being really skeptical, but I do actually believe in the possibility of this quite strongly, because I feel like that as well, and I think I'm quite spiritual to a degree, and I've had some experiences where it has made me believe.
Yeah.
And my mum is well into it, but I do think she's a very like energy.
I think
person.
I should do a whole other podcast about energies and like even like because I feel like so much stuff in the world comes down to it, like who you get on with, who you end up forming connections with, like soulmates, twin flames, like everything.
What the fuck is a twin
Remember you
flame?
telling me about your twin flame that you thought was your twin flame?
Okay, anyway,
It's like the hand twin
And then
from
went
Friends.
there insanely.
It's my
toxic.
hand twin.
yeah, but that's the thing.
She had the wrong
I-
twin flame.
There has been times where like spirituality has led me down, as in like
The wrong path.
you can follow it too much and think, okay, I need to be such a spiritual person, and like, you know, I need to act in this way, I need to let this person back into my life because spiritually we're meant to know each other, we're meant to be with each other, whatever. But then it's like you need to think about, like, you can be a spiritual good person but also have fucking boundaries. Anyway, that's just a note to myself. But anyways, okay, well, does anyone have anything else they want to add to this topic of life after death, what happens when we die?
I could speak about this for a long time, but I'm just
Yeah.
quite sweaty between you guys. I feel.
Oh, I just hurt my elbow. Anyways,
Oh, my hand. Oh no! Oh god, I can't.
that was just a little discussion, a little debate on what happens when we die, death, spirituality. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what you guys think. Whose opinion do you identify with most? April's? Leo's?
I think everybody was pretty vague.
Mine.
We
Well,
don't know anything.
I think Leo, you were a bit more like practical, whereas me and April were kind of more open to.
Because I don't think I'm a practical.
Well, I didn't think you were
person at
either,
all.
but you were just a bit more like, no, I will accept.
I think I'm
what
often
I see.
away with the fairy sounds. I just like to think that that's.
Well,
I don't even know where that sentence is going.
thanks for listening,
I believe
guys.
in fairies.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Thanks for coming
That's
on the
another
thanks for coming on the podcast, April and
Thank
Leo.
you.
Do you guys-
thanks,
you.
Ashley.
Do you guys want to leave any information? Oh, actually, before we
Yeah.
end it, April actually designed the logo for this
yes,
podcast.
She did.
Go
That was me.
Go follow her
She's
illustration
an amazing
account.
illustrator. She's
I'll-
up and coming. She's
Yeah, please
the
go
hot
and
to
follow my
trot.
illustration account because I don't know how to get followers.
What's the like what's it called
It's
title?
April Mepham. Mepham is
You
quite a
spell
difficult
Mepham
one
because
to
that's
spell.
I'll link it below.
She'll link it below.
MEPH.
Okay.
Underscore
Underscore hashtag
illustration.
colon.
It's great.
Leo, do you wanna?
Leo has a few pieces
No.
of my art in her
Do you,
house.
I won't
did
do.
you just say no?
I'm sorry, but no, I don't have anything to
You-
follow. I want people to follow me, not follow me,
Spiritually.
because I like to be hidden. Yeah, follow me
Um,
spiritual. Let's see
Yeah,
if we
we
can
would
do
probably bring you guys back to talk about more topics
that. I'm up for it.
because you guys are very
Very
complex, interesting, conversationalists.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think the three of us together.
but yeah,
this
To
works.
listen to her things.
Bye, guys. Don't forget
Yeah.
She's good.
to. Yeah.
She's really funny and she's clever. And
She
she's
just
got
needs to
amazing
work on her
hair.
sound quality.
She's going to Ireland.
I
Yeah.
joke.
The same
No,
as this
that-
is very bad.
that's true.
But yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you listen to it. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll link it also. And
Link.
follow the podcast on Instagram, YCMTSU Podcast. And yeah, we'll see you back here for the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.